Good morning and welcome to Ross Retail One Stop Case Management Solutions. Today we're going to speak to you about what Ross does for asset protection at Rouse's. What is RossCMS.com? It's a fully customizable case management system which includes reporting, data analytics, email notifications, BOLO reporting, photo video management, query, and many additional behind the scene functions. The software allows for Rouse's to utilize the data entered to better manage the overall operation of the business, asset protection, security, and other prevention methods and functions within the overall operation of the company. A fully engaged team with RossCMS.com will allow for your location to fully maximize the benefit of the program. We're going to log into Ross. You type in your address bar www.ross, cms.com. Then you're going to type in your username. All usernames are first, then a period, then your last name. Bob.Dole, John.Smith, Sally.Sue. And your passwords are 12345. Once you log in, you can reset your password by clicking Reset Password. Once you log in, your store will automatically and district will automatically be highlighted because it's attached to who you are. If you are an admin, a district manager, a corporate employee, a member of the asset protection team, you will then select the district and then the stores in which you're entering a case for. After you enter the case, the next thing you want to do is select the category. It will automatically open to case submission area, and you're going to want a new report or incident. You'll need to select, as we said, the category. What type of categories do we have? We have apprehension, when a stop or the detainment of a person takes place due to suspected shoplifting. Prevention, when a loss is prevented but the suspect shoplifter has never been confronted by the store personnel or stopped. Known theft, when a loss is discovered but no person was stopped or detained. An internal case, any employee or vendor incident involving loss or policy violations or general investigations involving policy related or theft related employee or vendor incidents. We'll select apprehension for today. The next area we'll look at is your case type before we go to the incident type. So next, select the date and the incident. These are the details. Incident date. It is the actual date of the incident, not the date of which you're filing. So we're doing a report from last Wednesday, the 1st. We'll click on there. The time is the actual time. Now the time is set into military time. With that being said, it is the hour and the minutes. Military time is 12 plus hours for PM. 2 p.m. would be 1400 hours. 4 p.m. would be 1600 hours. Once you select your date and time, you're then going to select who executed the incident. Now, in this case here, it's going to allow you to enter a report for anyone who has access to that store. Once again, if you're a district, an admin, or an asset protection team member, you would have more options. In this case here, Mr. David entered this report in. His position with the company is a store manager. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to enter in the case type. Case type. Meaning we just did an incident type. What are we talking about? Well, your case type is the category. This is where we're going to find out how the individual completed the case in which he described. Concealing, selected the items are removed from the sight of the employee. A push out, the selected items are placed in a cart or other vessel in which the items are pushed out of the store. A walkout, items are hand carried and not concealed out of the store. Barcode switch, when a person successfully or willfully switches the barcode to create a fraudulent transaction. 99 cents chicken legs, ring up, and the actual package is $19.99 fillets. Fence toss, when a person removes unpaid merchandise by overriding barriers set in place to prevent loss, and others when a loss is not able to be classified by one of the other incidents. For this incident, we'll put concealed. Where did the concealment take place? This is where we start getting analytical data into play for our asset team members. This section is only applicable under concealment, and you want to enter as much detail as possible. And the purpose of entering that detail is so that we can come back later and figure it out. Suspect placed a pack of ribeyes into the front of his pants, covering it with his shirt on aisle 9. We don't want to put anything in here that we don't want to speak in front of our court system or a jury of our peers. Remember, all items in Ross can be discovered through motions in the court system. The next area is the merchandise division. In this case, we've already said it's ribeye, so it's a meat. We want to pick the item of the most value for that category into this incident report. After that, we have to select whether or not the items were, how the items were recorded. And these are the additional incident details for analytical purposes. Only select CCTV if you haven't already verified the system. If we say yes, we go to court, they're going to ask for that video. If we cannot produce it, then they can use that against us. So if we don't have video, then we say no. Did the suspect check out a register? Yes or no. If it's a concealment, they may have. If it's not a concealment, they may not have. If they did, what register? And then we want to know what exit did the suspect leave out of? And we ask that because how they entered and how they exited plays a very critical role in determining additional things. If you have a guard in your store, a uniformed guard, or if you have an individual like such, we may have maybe locations that we need to move those personnel to based upon the analytics in which your asset protection team members can assist you in becoming a more profitable location. So you would put it, if you don't have the information or you don't know because you don't have CCTV, did not make the stop, you can leave it blank. What's required in these systems is what turned up red when you're going to hit the submit button. The next is the suspect's name, first, middle, last, phone number, driver's license ID, driver's license address, driver's license county and state, the state as we mentioned, and then the zip code. Why is this all important to Ross and Rouse's? Ross and Rouse's goes back after individuals for court proceedings in reference not only to the criminal side, but also the civil restitution to assist the company in paying for their expenses of the asset protection department. Remember, all data entered can be discovered in court proceedings. Click and go from there. Distinguishing features. This is the entered information which you can obtain from the suspect. If there's no apprehension, you didn't see it, it's a known theft, granted, you may not have that information, but as much as possible helps deter or determine for futuristic needs. Just remember, in here we do not want to type in things that we do not want to be talking about in the court. Vehicle description. You do have to pick a select. If you don't know from an unknown, just place unknown. A suspect's race, age, a profile picture. We ask about a profile picture. Asset protection guys, other members of loss prevention in different companies or in different various areas can actually have body cameras and or pictures to upload from their cell phones or other devices. You would then choose a file and upload that picture. Vehicle, the year, the color, the state, the make, the model, those type of items. Item SKU numbers. Once you run a training receipt for all the items, you will then have an item SKU number and enter it in as you see it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, whatever the case may be. An item description, ribeye, 5 pounds, filet, 2 pounds, or case that way to help you. And this will also help in court and when you're entering your area. The basic descriptions. Item costs. In this area, you're going to enter the total cost of the items. So if all items came out to $100, you enter in $100, and you're good set to go. Quantity of items. In this case, there was 2. Now, the next area we're going to talk about is called organized retail crime. The following 7 questions assist the company's investigators with determining ORC activity within the company. If any question is clicked a yes, then it needs to be defined within the narrative. What is ORC, you ask? Organized retail crime refers to professional shoplifting, cargo theft, retail crime rings, and other organized crime occurring in the retail environments. These are professional thieves. According to the FBI, they have estimated the losses attributed to organized retail crime could reach as much as $30 billion a year. What do we need for an ORC? The case summary, which you guys are doing today, entering that data, additional internal reports, police reports, witness statements, video evidence, investigative notes, suspect information, photos possible, known loss reports, inventory lists, license plates and suspect pedigrees, and your video evidence. So you ask, that's a lot of information needed in organized retail crazy crime. Do we think we have an ORC problem here at Rouse's? If you answered yes, you actually will be shocked and believe to know that there have been several identified ORC cases here locally in the Rouse's markets, not just in New Orleans, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Alabama, North Shore. All areas have the potential to be affected, and we've actually are seeing them. And the asset protection team guys in the field are actually making stances there and actually making cases. So you would enter that information. If it's a no, it's a no. If it's a yes, it's a yes. If you have video to upload in reference to the information, you would enter it in that case. When you upload the video, you would click on choose a file and upload it from your area. Remember, all files are available for discovery in the court of law. You can add as many files as you like, up to 10, with a 25 megabytes per file. This would be including things of the person, could be things of the receipt, broken or damaged areas, or anything that you would like to. Your asset protection guys and ladies have access to a body camera which can take photographs for you. Once you upload those areas, your next is going to be your narrative. And when you upload and complete the items, you'll want to then complete the narrative. It is important to remember in a narrative to include all facts. Also, all narratives can be discovered in a court of law. Narratives should answer the following questions: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Speak with your asset protection team member for additional narrative details and assistance. Once you enter in the case information, you would ensure narrative. And as you're going to see here, I'm going to misspell a word. It highlights red. If this does not highlight red, speak to your IT department to set the settings for you. In this case here, I was typing the word smash. I have to correct it. We don't want to read on the witness stand misspelling of words and such, and give the defense opportunity to question your integrity. You're going to hit submit, provide that all documents are in. The system will automatically provide you an incident number. At this point in time, you can email the report out if law enforcement asks for it, if Mr. Barton asks for it, your district asks for it. You can print it out. Additionally, you can print the report. At current situation with Rouse's IT department and their current level with their email system, you would hit print report. You would then change it however you want to print it, a PDF, XP the file, and it'll look like such. Now, granted, if you have pictures, it will show pictures as well. At which time you would then save it and then email that attachment to who you need to. So think about it. Just a couple weeks ago, you had an incident in your store. You emailed Mr. Barton, you emailed your district, you emailed an asset protection person. 3 weeks later, they come in and, hey, you remember that email you sent me? Yeah, let me find it. How do we label it? How do we load it? How do we name it? What do we use it for? I don't know. I get around 3,000 emails a day, and I average about 1,500 BOLO reports from Rouse's alone, plus our other companies. Imagine me trying to find out what email you sent me. This system allows us to do it in a time and efficient manner, and also allows us to assist us in the stores where you can go. Clicking on reports, these are searchable functions, but here are all the reports that are entered for store 35. As you can see, there's been 26 incidents entered. The one we just looked at, we can look and try to find it. We can look and see. We can view that report. Delete's highlighted, unhighlighted, you're unable to delete your reports. So let's look at this last report here, September 16th. Who remembers the incident at store 35, September 16th, 2016 at 3:33? I don't, and I'm sure most people won't. But we have that information available here. Here's the narrative. Here's all the details in which we would need. Once again, we can print it. We can email that report. If you have additional information, you can contact us. You would automatically contact. You would send that information to myself and or my counterparts, which we will send that out to the appropriate individuals. You can change your account settings. If you change your title, you get married, change your phone number. You can reset your password. And last but never least, always log out. Let me show you the reasoning why we use this system and what makes this system so different than many of others. On the asset protection team, as well as the executives, we'll have an individual here that says time and day analysis and these extra analytics. When you look at your analyticals, this right here is all cases entered into Ross since Rouse has started with their retail one-stop solutions. As you can tell, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. is the strongest time of the day for theft. We always ask the question, well, I love LP, I want AP here in the morning. I need asset protection here in the morning. Well, based upon the data, it's not telling us that we need asset protection here at 1 a.m. in the morning. It's telling us we need it in the evening hours. Same thing of day of the week. This is a total capture. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. Those are our busiest times. You can hover over it and it'll give you live real-time data. It's 48 versus 70. There's known theft and such as well. Now, known theft's a little higher on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, provided other than areas, but the apprehensions are less. That could be scheduling. Those are things that we look for in an analytical perspective to help assist you. Where do I need extra coverage? Well, according to this here, meat's number one. If you guys are in the grocery business, I probably didn't have to tell you that part. But a lot of times, the first thing we think is liquor and wine, and those two are actually the biggest areas. So that's probably a point where we want to make sure I have a few extra rounds. Who's our MOD today? Have they gone through? Have they checked? Are they looking for pushbacks, side swipes, and those type of areas? We can track it by employee. So we can also look at it and say which employee has had how many apprehensions, who's leading the company versus asset protection versus the store level employees, and a case value. At the end of the day, right now, $3,200 is Joshua McCullum's cases. And the last one ever released is what stores and how are they performing. As you can see here, store number 29 is leading the company in apprehensions, followed by 46, followed by 45. And we look at those numbers and say, as long as things are trending correctly, do we need additional manpower? Do we need additional labor, asset protection personnel? Do we need guards? Can we put a 20-hour guard in one store, which you guys pay X amount of money for, can recover X amount of dollars? Or are we going to get enough street cred to pay that off? This is where we look at the analytics and not saying, well, I sent 32 emails last month. Yeah, I can't figure out those emails. With Ross, we can figure that out through analytical approach. Go back to the bean counters, go back to accounting and say, this is why we need the money. This is where we can best use it for our resources. Let's build asset protection so asset protection can help build your market and make you successful and profitable at the end of the day. Once again, I want to thank you for your time. Any questions about Ross, you may contact me directly and/or you can contact one of our team members. Once again, www.ross-cms.com. Everyone will be live Friday afternoon. First, then period, then last name. Beginning password is 12345. If you relocate stores, you move stores, shoot us an email through Contact Us, and we'll be more than happy to assist you in getting you assigned back to the new store. Thank you, and have a great day, and be safe.